Hey guys, so welcome to the first live session of the Facebook Ads Bootcamp. So as you can see, we are doing the module 1 today, which is Introduction to Meta Ads. So first, before we start, let me tell you a bit about myself. So as you know, like who's teaching you. So my name is Arjun. I've been into industry for the last 2.5 years, and started out with a full-time job helping in a startup, actually marketing startup, and was helping the company generate leads through Facebook ads. And mainly we were dealing with high ticket clients in Dubai, based in real estate, shipping industry, entertainment industry. So I was generating leads for them, and I was handling everything from picking the creatives, the ad copy, the management as well, and also the funnels, the landing pages as well. So everything I was managing in there. And then from around last year, to November, I started my own freelancing journey where I started getting clients for myself, based everywhere, based in US, Malaysia, India, as well as some countries in Europe. And I've been helping them generate leads till now over the last 6-7 months, and things have been going well. And since then, and also I was able to leave my job around March. So that was a good achievement for me. So right now, so I've been here so I started this bootcamp to share that knowledge which I've gained over the past few months, over the past few years, I mean, of learning with Facebook ads. And hopefully, and also people have been asking about it, to that whether I'd be taking out something which can help, a course as such, which can help them. So finally, I've decided to take one out, and I've been working on it. And hopefully you guys find immense value over the next 2 weeks. And today we'll be doing, as I said, introduction to meta ads. So basically, if I were to say, Facebook ads is an algorithm. It's a lot of lines of billions of lines of code. It's like basically like Instagram, in which every day engineers are working to make it better and better. And it's something that we will never know exactly what it is, because it keeps on changing. If it keeps on changing, like the Instagram algorithm, it always keeps on changing and trying to be better. And something which may have worked like a few months ago, which may not work right now. So we have to always keep on adapting and learning new, what are the updates that are coming. So as even in terms of interface, if you were to see, if some of you had seen the Facebook ads interface, like 6 months ago, the interface was entirely different from what we will be seeing now. So you can expect, even from a few months again, we might expect a new interface. Everything else remains same, just the interface becomes different always. So mainly in terms of Facebook ads, I would say that if I were to say in terms of Facebook ads, what you mean is that it's not about only the technical aspects of Facebook ads or the creative aspects. It's everything from funnels, from your internal processes, your organic presence, everything is connected. You can't have the best ad, and it doesn't mean only if you have the best ad, you'll start making sales. You need to make sure the entire process is fixed. And we'll be going through that slowly over today's session. And today is a theoretical session to cover out this aspect, so that before we get into technical parts next session, you are all clear with it. So in today's session, we'll be covering the following topics: about why and when to run Facebook ads for your business, what makes a successful business ad campaign, understanding the auction process of Facebook ads, when and how does Facebook charges you for the ads you run, and also the levels of a Facebook ad campaign. So let's get to the first section, which is why and when to run ads. So the main reason you want to start running ads is because you want to maximize the sales you have. Now, in order to maximize the sales you have, you need to have sales before, because if you don't have any sales before, zero into anything is still zero. So you need to focus on your first fixing your processes. So before you even think about start running ads, you need to have some organic presence set and start selling organically. Like you cannot expect I have created a business today and tomorrow I'll start running ads to get sales. It won't work that way, because no one is aware of your brand. So if I see an ad today of a company, I'll first see the presence. I'll see the Instagram page. I'll see the Facebook page. If they have nothing in the Instagram and Facebook page, I won't be able to build that trust to make the purchase. So the first thing you need to do is take your time, build that organic presence, get some sales, fix, and in that organic presence, you'll be able to fix your sales process. You'll know like what is the experience you want to give your users to make it smooth. You'll be able to fix it. And once you're fixed, you know that this process is set and is working. Only then you should automate that process through ads. Then you'll start running successful campaigns. And also another important thing is that you need to have a budget in hand. You can't expect to run an ad for like $2 or $5 a day and expect to get thousands of dollars in sales. It's impossible at all. You need to have a fixed budget, like at least start with $10 a day and then start scaling up with all the sales you make. You always reinvest the your sales which you've received into your ads so that you can maximize your sales more and more. So what makes a successful campaign? So it's not only your ad copy, like I mentioned first, it's not only your ad copy and creative, it's also your back-end processes like your funnels and your or Instagram or Facebook account. It's about how your customer experience, your customer experience going through the process of purchasing your product, and even after they purchase your product, what is the experience they receive after? Because those feedback is important to make sure that everything is set, and then only you know that when you're running ads, everything is comfortable, like everything is smooth. You won't, the customer, like if I'm a customer, I don't want to face any hiccups in the process when I'm going to make a purchase through your ads or your website. So 4 things we need to keep in mind to run a successful campaign. The first thing is your funnel. The second thing is your offer. The third thing is your creative and messaging. And the fourth thing is your traffic. We'll be covering each and every point now. And if you have any questions, definitely ask me in the chat box. I'll be ready to answer them. So first thing is, what is a funnel? Guys, tell me what you think. Tell me your opinion of what is a funnel. Let me know in the chat, like what you think is a funnel, or you can even open your mic and let me know.
Did you ask what is a funnel?
Yes. What is a sales funnel?
Yeah, like a series of events which turns your cold customer to a buyer, to a fan, and so on.
Okay. Yes, it can be said like that. And one more.
Yeah, like a very basic, the most basic definition I could come up with.
Yes. Yeah, when Alicia said, yeah, your customer's journey to purchase, yes, exactly. Getting prospects from A to Z is good. And Mahesh, yes, what do you mean by organic presence? Is it number of followers or number of posts? Yeah, it means organic presence means, yeah, obviously the number of followers, but it's important to see the number of posts you have and the engagement rate on the posts. Like, because some people might purchase followers and just post any random post, hoping that people might see that they are followers and they might not see the engagement. You also need to have a proper engagement rate to make sure that you're genuine when people visit your Instagram account from your ad. Because if you have fake followers, people will realize that it's maybe you just created an account yesterday and just trying to get my money without giving me the product. It doesn't build that trust. You need to be there for at least 3-4 months have an organic presence for 3-4 months before you consider running ads for your business. Even like there is a chance that people will make the sale if your website is good, but at the same time, it's the conversion rate matters. You'll be seeing a lot of people clicking to an ad which has more, where they have much better organic presence than an ad where they don't have much where the account doesn't have much of an organic presence. Thus, the amount of cost per lead becomes higher. So it's better to wait, get the organic presence ready, get the testimonials as well before you decide to even run ads, so that you can minimize your cost per sale. So yes, so we had a few answers for what is a funnel. So yes, like you guys have mentioned, a funnel is basically taking a person from A to Z. It's about how they go from your ad, experience of how they go from seeing your ad first, clicking to your website. And if you're clicking to your website, then it also includes the emails they get, because first time I visit your website, I might not make the purchase, but I might just leave my details. So it's about the emails they're getting you're sending them. to convert them into a potential customer, to convert them into the final customer. That's the entire journey. We need to plan it out before we even consider running ads. So in terms of making sure like what makes a successful funnel, you should make sure your ad copy and your funnel copy is the same first thing always. So in terms of this, what I mean is something you may try to think about, you may have seen some companies actually run ads where they say about one thing, like lose fat in this many days. And then you go to the website and you see something entirely different, a topic entirely different. So this is a very big red flag. That you cannot the messaging should always be consistent. Because if the messaging is not consistent, first thing is that the Facebook algorithm is smart. It always not only checks your ads, but it also checks your landing page. The code always checks your landing page. So if anything is wrong, they will entirely, first thing first, they'll disable your account and you won't be able to run ads. So always make sure your messaging in both the ad and the funnel is same, and your landing page is always same. Even your emails, messaging should always be same. So the second thing is that, yeah, you shouldn't contain false claims. Like you shouldn't have an ad saying that make 10K in 10 days, because it's not possible to make 10K in 10 days or lose fat, 10 kgs fat in a week. It's these type of claims you cannot make, because Facebook will find it out. And then people will also realize it. You'll start getting negative reviews and your ad quality will go down and Facebook will eventually disable your account. The third point is emojis. Yeah, we like putting emojis. Putting emojis in the ad copy and your landing page is good. But if you put too many emojis, the algorithm tends to think it to be scammy. And then they'll eventually block your account. So what happens when if you create an ad copy with many emojis, the first thing it will do, the algorithm will scan your copy. The algorithm is not that smart enough right now because it's still learning. So when they see too many emojis, they might think it's spammy. And then they might restrict your ad. If you talk to the Facebook representative, they'll eventually see your ad copy and it's fine, but they'll reinstate it. But you don't want your ad copy to be blocked and then try getting reinstated. So use emojis, very few, to express the lines that you want. Another thing is that the next thing is the page loading speed. So if I'm clicking an ad right now, if I'm seeing an ad and I'm clicking the ad, and if I go to try seeing the landing page and the landing page is taking 10 to 15 seconds to load, I, as a customer, will be turned off immediately and I will leave the landing page. Facebook will then see that, okay, people are clicking the ad but leaving the landing page, the bounce rate is high. The algorithm will understand that people are not interested and then they leave. So they leave. This will lead to quality ranking going low and Facebook then not pushing your ad too much to other people. So you're spending money but not getting much reach. No one wants that. So always ensure that you're getting your whatever landing page or website you're creating, ensure that the speed is at least good, like around 80% speed. So for that, use images and videos, but low quality. Make sure that not low quality, but the data size is less. Now, as the last point is your customer should have a smooth journey. What that means is that if I go to your if I click your ad, I go to your landing page. If none of the buttons are working, if I'm not being able to leave my card details and make the payment, my journey is not smooth as a customer. I immediately don't want to make the purchase because I realize that nothing is working in the website. I'm not getting even after the register, I'm not getting any emails. So the Facebook algorithm again understands that this person is not interested. Like this person is having difficulty in making any purchase or doing anything in the website. He's saying that he's turned up after visiting the website. Again, they'll start pushing down your ad reach, and this will lead to you spending money without getting any reach. So make sure all these points are well noted when creating your ads, before you start running your ads, that your landing page is fixed as per speed, as per anything user experience. And the next thing is your offer. Now, in terms, if my ad is good, I'm getting people to click into my ad. Then my website, okay, my landing page is good, the speed is good, everything is good. But then when I go to the main part, my offer, if my offer is not good, if my offer is not irresistible enough, then people will leave. They might not make the purchase. So what you need to make sure your offer is proven. Test out different offers with people before you go live with ads. Like test it out organically, always with a small target segment to see which one people is more attractive towards. And then obviously, if your offer is not good enough, no amount of ads can save, because in the end, it's not about the ads. It's not about running the ads and getting traffic into your website. That will never get you to sale. The sale is what's inside the website, the offer you're providing to your audience. That is what converts them. Because it doesn't mean, like, I might be spending thousands of dollars a day for my ads, but I might not be getting the sales I want. So I cannot blame ads in terms of that. Next thing is your creative and messaging. So what it means is that the message you're trying to portray to your audience in your ads, as well as your landing pages or your funnel, entire funnel, and your email sequence. The first thing is that important point you have to keep in mind, that you need to use storytelling to grab the attention of your audience. Once you the process of storytelling, it keeps them hooked. It portrays various emotions with the audience. It keeps them hooked to the entire process. And then once they feel connected, they'll feel like, okay, this is something which I'm interested in, and this is something that can really help me change my life. Then they will make the purchase. Your ad copy and your landing page copy should convey emotions. That is obvious, because if you're not creating emotions, if you're not evoking emotions of sadness, happiness, motivation in them through ad copy, then what is interesting them in this? They'll not click anything in ad copy, and then they'll leave, even if our offer is good enough. Obviously, do not use clickbait. Like I mentioned, do not use clickbait like you lose 10 kgs in 1 week or anything like that. People will realize it's false immediately. Then another thing is use social proof to build trust. By this, I mean is that you get testimonials. Use testimonial videos as your ad cop creative, and people will be able to see your ad that these people have used your product or your service and are getting good results. This will build trust, and this will help them get from the ad to the landing page. And then in your landing page, obviously use a collection of those testimonials, so that when I'm going through it, my experience, I'm realizing that, okay, this has helped many people as well. This might help me, and let me go into the purchase as well. Let me purchase this product myself. And one thing which I always say, before you create your ad copy, before you create a landing page copy, always do your research. See what the competition is doing. Use ad library to see what ads the competition is running. See the landing pages of competition. See what is working for them, and try molding your ad creative, your copy, as to what's working. Because if it's not broken, why fix it? Then the fourth point, as I mentioned, is your traffic quality. In these terms, in the traffic quality, what we talk about is what objective you're using for your ad. In Facebook ads, you have various types of objectives, and from engagement objective, conversion objective, lead form objective, and traffic objective, as well as brand awareness objective. You need to, based on the objective, you will understand what type of quality you're bringing into your landing page. So you always, before you run ads, you need to understand what is the main objective you want. Where do you have a post, you want to get engagement for that post. Okay, I'll choose the engagement objective. If I want to get more website visitors, I'll choose the traffic objective. If I want to get more sales, I'll use the conversion objective. Before you need to have in mind, like, what is your main aim before you choose your objective. We'll be covering each and every objective in the next session before we create our first campaign there. Another thing is that you cannot choose any random audience and hope for the best that they'll see your ad and come to your landing page. You need to understand who is your client, who's your perfect audience. You need to understand, like, before I select the audience targeting in Facebook, I need to understand, okay, who is my client avatar? And to create that, then I'll know, okay, if my client avatar is a person who's into fitness, I'll have to select interests related to that. If I'm selling a product as a supplement, I have to select interests such as fitness equipment, fitness supplements, and everything as that, so that Facebook will target those people. And also, even if our interest is good, but the ads are not speaking, like if my ads are not speaking to my direct audience, then it will not show. Then there's no point. My audience will not be interested in the product. So when after you create a client avatar, only then you can understand how to create ads that speaks directly to them. Now, the next important step, the next important section is of understanding how the auction process works. So in terms of this, our Facebook will show your ad at what this means that who will Facebook show your ad and at what cost per lead or what cost per click will it show your ad at. So this thing depends upon 3 different factors. Your bid, your expected action, and your account rating. So we'll be going through each of that section right now. Yes, we're going to each of that section right now. So in terms of bid, it means like, okay, I'm running ads. What is the budget I want to set for my ads? Like if I'm setting $5 a day, will my ad be shown to that person or not? Because when I'm running ads, it's not only me running ads for my particular business to one audience. It's 10 different companies, hundreds of different companies with your same product or service running ads targeting your potential audience. So what Facebook needs is to see if your budget is higher enough than the competition that it's targeted to target the audience you're trying to target. So if your budget is appropriate, is higher than the competition, then it's most likely that your target audience will see your ad than the competition over your competition's one. Then what does it mean? Expected action. Expected action means that what is the action you want your audience to take? Whether you want them to, like I said, whether you want them to just engage with the ad, leave a comment or share the ad or like the ad, or you want them to visit your website, or you want them to make a purchase or just leave a details and register for a free ebook or something like that. And the final thing is account rating. This means the quality of your account. So in terms of quality of our account, like Facebook will determine how many, like if I'm running ads, whether my payment method is being declined or not. If my payment method is declined, then my account quality is low. If my payment method is declined continuous time, but while running ads. If my ad is disapproved multiple times, then my account quality is low. This will lead to Facebook not showing my ads to my potential audience while I'm spending money. In the end, if your account quality is low, Facebook will just cancel your account, will disable your account immediately. So you have to make sure that the card you're using has funds in it that ensures that you're able to run ads without any payment hassle in the end. So how does Facebook charge you? So it doesn't charge, okay, I get a conversion, I get a sale. Only once I get a sale or I get a conversion, Facebook will take money from me. It doesn't work that way. It charges based on the impressions you take. It charges based on the real estate you're taking. Like, okay, if I'm scrolling through my phone and then I see your ad, I just see your ad, or Facebook will charge you immediately because it's based on the impressions. I might see your ad 2-3 times. So that's 3 impressions. So Facebook will still charge for that. It won't charge, okay, I make the sale only after I make your purchase, they will charge you. It's also important to note that the sales you make does not depend upon Facebook. It depends on you. Depends on you, the ad you're creating, the landing page, your offer, and everything, as we talked about previous, not on Facebook. So you cannot blame Facebook that I'm spending thousands of dollars, but I'm not getting sales. It doesn't work that way at all. Irina, can you tell me about which point you're talking about? Based on FP terms, which Samatya has asked, based on FP terms, what's the minimum and what should be the maximum for a confirmed larger reach? Should a person expend high as the algorithm wants? So Facebook can run. So in terms of audience, I would say that at least try targeting 500,000 people. And in terms of budget, at least try spending minimum $10 a day. And then from there, okay, you spend $10 a day for 1 week and I see my results are are good enough. I'm getting the sales. I'm at least getting a return of 1.2x or 1.5x. And so, okay, I see it's working, that this process is working for me. So then what I'll do from week 2, I'll increase my budget from $10 to $20 a day or $15 a day and increase my sales. This is how you scale your ad. And one more thing before I go to the next point is that, okay, you create your ad account today. You may not be able to run ads immediately for $10 a day, maybe. You might be able to have the budget of maybe Facebook might allow you to spend $5 to $8 a day at first, because they want to see if you're capable enough of making the payment to Facebook. Like, okay, I spent my ads is shown for $8, then Facebook will do is try charging you. Once they charge you and they see the payment is successful, then they slowly give you access to run ads for a higher budget, slowly. It's not like day one, I create an ad account and I want to spend $1,000 or $100, even $100 a day for my ad. They won't allow you. You have to wait, give it time. Like after a couple of weeks of running ads and they see that, okay, your payment method is successful always, then only they'll start giving you access to higher budget limits. So now we'll be talking about the levels of a Facebook ad. So in terms of Facebook ad, there are 3 levels. First is a campaign level, then it's the ad set level, then finally comes the ad level. So at a campaign level, you can have, under a campaign level, you can have multiple ad sets. For now, I've just shown 2, but you can have 3 to 4 ad sets or even more, or you can have even 1 ad set if you want. And in each ad set, you can have as many ads you want. It can be 1 ad even if you want to run ad, or you can have 3, 4, 10 ads if you want to run at the same time. So let's go to the beginning, the campaign level. So what is the campaign level? It is the place where you select your campaign objective. Your campaign objective might be anything, what is your purpose? What is your aim? It can be conversion, it can be engagement, it can be sales, it can be lead form, it can be even brand awareness. You need to see at campaign level, you select that objective, as well as you can select the budget if you want at the campaign level. That is CBO, campaign budget optimization. So what happens if you select the budget at your campaign level is that Facebook will decide which ads, if you have multiple ad sets, Facebook will decide which ad set is working, and then it will divide the budget accordingly. Like maybe ad set 1 is my interest targeting and ad set 1 is working best. So it will put maximum budget in ad set 1, maybe 70% of my budget there. And then the rest 30% of my budget in ad set 2. So Facebook will decide. It's always a good idea to go with campaign budget optimization if you have a lower budget. Now, what we do in the ad set level is that we select our budget. Even we can select a budget there in the ad set level. This was like, if I were to say 2 years back, only we had ad set, we were able to set our budget in the ad set level. But more recently, Facebook has given the option to select budget in the campaign level. And slowly, what Facebook will be doing is that they'll be removing setting your budget in the ad set level, and you'll be only able to set your budget in the campaign level, because Facebook algorithm is slowly getting smarter and it knows what's working and what doesn't work. In the ad set level, we select the budget. For now we can, but later on you might not have the option to. And then if you can also schedule, you will also be able to schedule your post. Okay, your ad, I want to run from today at 10 p.m. till what day? I'll be able to run it till, if I want to run it for 1 week, or if I want to run it for 2 weeks or 1 month, or if I don't want to put an ending period, you can decide there. You can also select your targeting audience, who you want to target, the interest selection, and a retargeting audience, everything there. This will be going into more details over the next session. Like I'll be showing you exactly how to create your targeting audience and everything. As well, on the ad set, you can select the placement, whether you want to run ads on your only through Facebook or only through Instagram or through all the other platforms as well, or through both the platforms. So in terms of placement, also you can select, okay, in Facebook, I want to run only in Facebook, but I only want to run feed ads. So I can select that, or I want to run only story ads. So I can select that. You have the option in the ad set to select all this. Now, one more thing in terms of budget, you can select as to what, you can select your budget as maybe daily budget, or you can select a lifetime budget. Okay. So I want to run my ads for a period of 30 days. So in that full 30 days, I want to spend $500. So I can spend set a lifetime budget of $500, and Facebook will distribute that budget over the next 30 days. Or I can select over the 30 days, I want to spend $10 a day, which I set. Now under each ad set is the ad level. And like I said, in each ad set, you can have 3 to 4 or maybe more ads if you want. And the ad level, what we do is we put the ad copy, or we put the ad creative. The ad copy is the caption for the ad, and the ad creative is the image or the video we use for the ad. We'll be covering more about what type of ad copy we have to put and creative we have to use over the next session, which is the third session actually, which just covers more about the ad creative and copies that work. And also we'll be able to select in the ad level the ad format, whether we want to run a carousel ad, or we want to run an image ad or a video ad or a catalog ad. We'll be able to select in an ad level. So let me know if you have any questions here. Ad set once more. Yes, sure, Amartya. So like I said, in a campaign level, under campaign level, we can have multiple ad sets. So an ad set is basically what is mainly it's the interest we're targeting, like who's the audience we want to target. That's where we set in our ad set. We can also select like in which platform we want to run our ads. It can be maybe Facebook or Instagram or both. We can also select a timeline of what is the timeline we want to run our ads for. We might want to run for maybe 1 week, or we might want to run for 30 days, or maybe 2 months, or maybe we don't want to set a timeline at all. We just want to start it today, and then we can decide whenever we want to stop it. But obviously, if you're trying to run ads, I would say that at least run the ads for 1 week, because if you run for 2-3 days, you cannot expect much of a results coming. You can't expect any results in that way. How do we decide which plan is good to spend money? Irene has asked, $10 per day or X for a month. I would say, obviously, in my opinion, I've been using daily budget, and daily budget is what works for me. It's shown more results than a lifetime budget, because sometimes what happens, if I set a lifetime budget, Facebook might spend over 30 days, Facebook might spend $30 in one day, and if I spend $5 in the other day, but I might not get results at all in that $5. So it's better that I set my budget, you set your budget yourself of daily budget of $10 a day. Now, Mahesh has asked, is it campaign-based budgeting good for people who have less budget, like $5 a day, or how can you explain more on that? So like I said, if for right now, you have the option to set budget at ad set level and the campaign level. But for now, later on, Facebook will remove the option of using budget at ad set level. So it's best to always go for campaign level. In campaign level, but right now, even if you have the option, I would suggest that use campaign level. If you have low budget, then let Facebook decide which is the campaign, which is the interest or targeting in your ad set, which is working best. Let Facebook decide how to allocate the budget, because right now the algorithm is slowly getting smarter in this way. It knows who to show your ad to, who's your ideal target audience. And in terms of interest targeting, I would say that slowly, if you see, Facebook has been removing these interest targets. It doesn't want, and you might see in the next year, you might not even have the option for interest targeting, because Facebook knows who is if your ad creative is good enough to speak to the audience, will know who to show your ad to. How to know whether to go for carousel or single video or single image or video. So in terms of this, if I have $5 budget a day, I'll first set that budget in campaign level. Then I'll select a couple of ad sets with different interest targeting. And now in terms of each ad set, I'll create 3 ads. In one ad, I'll use a single image. In one ad, I'll use a carousel. In one ad, I'll use a video. I'll test out, okay, it's always important to test out. So I'll test out what is working for me. I'll let Facebook decide which type of ad my Facebook reacts to more, so that they'll know who to show more of. No, video ads don't cost more. Actually, the cost per lead, if you've seen, the cost per lead of a video ad is much less than image ad, because more people tend to interact with videos. So obviously, if you're deciding what type of ad to go to, I always think it's best to go for a video ad. It's more interactive, it's more engaging. You can say more, you can share more of your message through a video than just a single image. So any other questions in this section? But I hope this section is clear. So basically so basically in this section, we've already covered the most basic aspects, the fundamental aspects of how to run Facebook ads, more theoretical aspects actually. And in the next session, we'll be actually going into more technical aspects where I'll be showing you how to create different type of audiences, what are the type of audiences that work, how to create a retargeting audience, how to create a lookalike audience, how to create a saved audience, how to set up your events according to your pixel and prioritizing those events according to iOS 14 update, the different type of campaign objectives that you have, how you can create your first campaign, also setting up UTM parameters, which we'll be discussing more in the next section. And for now, I hope we finished today's session. If you have any questions, let me know overall. And in terms of the pre-recorded session, before the next section, it would be good that you go through the pre-recorded materials. It's not more than total 50 to 1 hour, 50 to 60 minutes. And it covers more of the theoretical aspects of how to create a business manager, how to create a Facebook page, how to create an ad account, your pixel and everything else there. So Irina saying is clear, and everyone else? So we've covered the basic fundamentals in today's section. And then the next session will be taking place Wednesday at the same time. And in your emails, you'll be getting the Zoom link as well. So Mahesh, one second, Mahesh has asked, is it true that only a certain type of audience are there in Facebook? Or is that everyone is there present in Facebook? So in terms of Facebook, like you have to understand now that the type of audience in Facebook and Instagram are different based on the age category. Like I would say, if your product or service is something that is preferred by people of less than 35 years old, it's best to go through Instagram only, focus more on Instagram ads. And if your service is something that is more towards your higher age audience, like 35 plus, it would be good to use Facebook ads more. Because right now, more of the young generation is on Instagram, while the older generation is using Facebook mainly. That's good to hear. Thank you, Megan. That's good to hear. You're taking notes. Anyone else? Any questions before we stop the recording?
I think it was a very good session.
Thank you. Thank you, Bijayatri.
And I think it goes without saying that those who want to just opt for, say, Instagram ads and not Facebook, but they can do so via Business Manager, right?
Yes. Obviously, one more important thing is that I've seen when people start running ads, actually, they tend to use boost function in Instagram or Facebook, or tend to use their personal ad account. This is something which people shouldn't do. It's best to have your business manager always. Use a business manager, because that's where all your assets are located. I've explained this in the pre-recorded materials. So if hopefully it's explained there. If not, you can ask me again later on in the next session before we start.
Right.
So hopefully everyone found some value here in today's session and were able to understand the fundamentals. And can you please tell us how to use ads for influencers? Like what type of influencers are you looking for, Irina? Okay, and what is the type of product that the influencer is trying to sell. Health and wellness and collaborations. In terms of this, I don't know what I would say with different brands. What I would say, share with me the profile once in DMs. I'll go over through it so I can understand like what type of ads will work best. And then in the next session, I can cover this question as well easily.
Arjun, I have one question.
Yes.
So lately I've been seeing, so whenever in the past when I've been part of like, Facebook campaigns,
Yes.
but lately I actually started seeing ads which come in between when you're swiping through the reels. So is that like a new thing limited
Yes.
to like specific countries, or you can actually run campaigns specifically to show ads between the reels?
It's recent, the most mainly. It's now a recent feature from Facebook that you can use the Facebook Reels option to run ads there. But it's not available in every country because not every country has this feature yet. But the most of the major countries already have this, so it won't be an issue. But slowly it will be rolling out, just like Instagram Reels.
Have you used the feature in any of the campaigns that you have been running lately?
Facebook, what I use is mainly automatic placement. So I let Facebook decide where, in which platform, in which type of feed post or reel post or story post show. I let Facebook decide it than me choosing, because Facebook will know best where to push my budget there.
So like we are talking about the automatic
placement. Exactly.
When you that.
It's always there. But in terms of this, I've seen an Instagram Reels. If you're low budget and you want to not do automatic placement, I would say that Instagram Story and Instagram Reel ads is a good placement option, because the cost per lead is low there.
And also when it comes to bidding for the ads,
Yes.
like do you bid on default every time, or do you like
I put automatic bid. Automatic.
Most of the time it's automatic, right?
Yeah, always put automatic. Let Facebook understand what is the bid you want to put, because if I can't put a specific bid, because if I put a $10 bid maximum, but my cost per acquisition is $12, then I won't be able to make any sales, because right now Facebook will think that, okay, I want leads at $10, but my actual cost per lead is $12. So it won't work that way. So it's better to put automatic.
And when it comes to placement, like, like there are many options where you can really show your ads on the Messenger thing, on the Facebook Marketplace.
Yes.
Right, like using those, because daily like rule of thumb is like only Facebook and Instagram stories and feed.
Yes.
Have you tried using Marketplace, Messenger? I've never tried that.
See, like I said, I do automatic placements, but the thing is that what I prefer more mainly, if my client has lower budget, what I prefer to do is I'll select the feed, I'll select stories, I'll select in-stream, I'll select Instagram Explore, and then Reels, Instagram Reels. These 5 placements, if I have low budget, I'll prefer selecting these 5 placements over the rest, because these have more proven results. No one will actually buy like if I'm reading an article on Instagram, like there's an option of in-article ads. I'm reading an article on Instagram, I'll just scroll past the ad. I won't look at the ad at all. So I'm just losing money there. So Mahesh has asked, as of now, my FB account is blocked. So is there any alternative to that? I've already received the reply from the team. They said something is clickbait and there is 5-day block. So is there any way to revive the account? So Mahesh, can you get to me in my DMs? If possible, then I can help you out with this. Do you have my Instagram ID? If so, it will be easier for me to answer this there. But if by chance you are not able to get your ad account, reactivate your ad account, it's always good to create a new business manager, and then use that and create an ad account and link that to your Facebook page. But otherwise, ask me the same question in Instagram DM. Yes. So DM me there, I can help you out there, like how to approach. Because one thing that happens also is that the Instagram algorithm, like I said, the first thing you release an ad, the Instagram algorithm will go through your ad, not a person. So Instagram algorithm might think something to be actually scammy or clickbaity, and then just restrict your ad and restrict your ad account itself. But then sometimes what happens, if you contact the business team and tell them an appropriate reason, then they will just reinstate your account. This usually happens, especially when you're creating a new ad account. When I create a new ad account, what happens is that after the first ad you tend to run, they might just block your ad account. But if you just contact the Facebook business team, they'll help you out and they'll reinstate it. Anything else, anyone? Then I'll stop recording.
I have like one last question.
Yes.
Okay. So it was actually last year what happened. Okay. So we were actually on a campaign with one fitness trainer. Okay.
Yes.
And we were running a lead gen campaign for that.
Okay.
And what happened was like we started getting leads, but all of these leads were shitty leads. They weren't ready to invest. And it was just like the conversion ratio went down to 1 to 100. And at that time, we were just like, beginners, like me and my friend.
Yes.
And we couldn't really pinpoint like what the issue was. Was it a sales closing team who was like not closing properly? Or were we running ads in a wrong way or something like that? And we actually just had to let go of the client.
So
Yeah,
you
something
mean
like
the
that
lead
happened.
gen, a lead format, or were you using a landing page for it?
So actually we tried both,
Yeah.
but we never ended up, because most of the time it's better to actually use the lead gen thing only, so that it does not make them leave Facebook or Instagram
Yeah.
and directly capture the details, right?
Yes.
We actually tried both approaches,
So fun
but
thing
then
is,
we never got quality leads,
and where was the location you were targeting?
India.
Yeah. So one thing I would say in terms of trying lead generation ads in India. So what happens is that you have a client, and the client might have a competition. The competition actually might hire these type of people who just sees ads and leaves random details in the forms. This is one thing I've seen actually happen. They hire people to just leave random details in forms. So the quality of
Are you saying it wasn't our fault, it was just the country's fault?
No, could it be that he chose the wrong audience, maybe?
And also what happens is
Like
that
selection of audience or interest, maybe that could also be a factor, no?
yes, that is also a factor. But in terms of what I've seen is that another thing is that the lead form campaign, you were using it last year. So what happened with the lead form campaign until last year was that when I click on the lead form, Facebook has already my details saved inside it. So Facebook might automatically autofill the form, and by mistake, I might submit. This is what happens a lot of times using the lead form. So
Okay.
I feel, but then right now, it's become better. Like the cost per conversion, the conversion is better. The conversion quality, lead quality is better right now. So if you're trying to run lead form campaign right now, it's a good idea. But obviously, like I said, there's a thing in India is that sometimes there are people who are paid to just leave random details in your ads so that your cost per lead is higher. You end up spending a lot of money.
And like, do you advise, like, when you run lead gen ads, do you actually advise like to take the leads on a landing page through a funnel like the traditional method, or do you advise to have like offline closers on the lead gen ads? Like what would be the best way?
It's based on, sometimes it might be, sometimes it's always best to prefer a landing page because it's saving a lot of energy there, effort and energy in landing page. If your landing page is good, then it's perfect. But if you have the budget to hire different closers, then it's a great thing because closer is more personal touch in a landing page. You have to understand what works for you based on the budget you have in hand.
Yeah, some people also do WhatsApp, like direct the audience to WhatsApp and then close the sale on WhatsApp, right? So that too works.
Yes, so Megan has pointed out that's why we can exclude audiences with these interests. So yeah, if you try use the exclusion feature, you can actually exclude a lot of those competitors, those people there. But you have to be careful when running ads in India with the interest targeting, and obviously it's best to, what I feel is that instead of using a lead form campaign, I feel is your Instagram DM is actually better. Instagram DM and your WhatsApp DM. Those are better options than lead form. So if anyone else has doesn't have any question, then I'll just stop the recording and we can end the session here today.